Hey, today we're going to be looking at the user experience of MetaMask wallet. MetaMask is the most popular cryptocurrency wallet out there, and it is an Ethereum-based wallet. Whenever a newcomer is trying to get started with Ethereum, people are going to recommend it because you can hold your Ether and then other ERC tokens within it. And as MetaMask says, it is the gateway to Web3. So you can use the funds that you hold within it to access dApps and the DeFi ecosystem. So I break the app down into different sections, right? So there's like sending and receiving crypto, account sign up. These are the basics. But then we also get into more advanced topics like using the inbuilt decentralized exchange, DApp browser, and then also I zoom out and talk about the multi-device experience that you can have between the MetaMask mobile app and then the browser extension. So I'm going to go through each of these sections, tell you what I think is good and what's bad from a UX lens, and at the end I'm going to give suggestions for improvement. So first we're going to start with what somebody sees when they first install MetaMask. This is a get started screen here, and there are 3 informational cards, as you can see, just at a high level explaining what's going on with MetaMask. The second is manage your digital assets, and I just want to pause right here and say MetaMask is an Ethereum-based wallet, so you can hold Ether and ERC tokens on it. However, it doesn't support other networks like Bitcoin, Cardano, and Polkadot, things like that. So I just want to highlight that. Other multi-chain wallets such as Trust and Exodus do this, but MetaMask is solely focused on Ethereum, so it is a consideration for a new user. Now, I really like this last card here, your gateway to Web3. It's setting the expectation for a new user what these crypto wallets are used for, and it's just that. These Web3 wallets give the user access to Web3 applications. This is your access card to decentralized applications. There are 3 options in the front. Import using secret recovery phrase. That's if you've manually backed up that 12 or 24 word phrase. Sync with the MetaMask extension. This is if you're already using MetaMask on your desktop using like the Chrome extension. You can quickly sync that, and I'm going to show all of these later on, but first we're going to get started with create a new wallet. So first we set an app password here. This is for just when you exit out of the app on your phone and try to log back in, you're going to have to give this password. So it's not a recovery phrase, it's just like a Web 2 password that you would normally set for like Facebook and Instagram. And I really like that they have this password on the initial sign up screen here. On some other crypto wallets that I looked at, app security is not on by default, and so you can start receiving crypto, but the app is not like you don't require a PIN or a passcode to get into the app. So if somebody has access to your phone, then they have access to your crypto, which I think is a security threat. So again, I like that they have this set up here, and I think it's cool how it integrates with the iPhone Face ID. You don't even need to have a password. You can just hold it up to your face and it will read that biometric signal. So I set the password. It says creating wallet. It brings us to secure your wallet, and it's got a 1.5-minute video that explains what a secret phrase is, what it is used for. It's used to recover your wallet in the case that your wallet gets deleted, and then also to never give out your recovery phrase to anybody. So this is a really good, simple education for a new user, and especially somebody who's not used to these Web3 concepts like secret recovery phrase. It's the only way to recover your wallet if you get locked out of the app or get a new device. So they're telling you when you would use it, and then also making you aware that it's highly confidential, and that if somebody has access to this phrase, then they have access to your funds. Great education for new users, and I didn't see this on other crypto apps. Some apps, they didn't even require recovery phrase backup during the initial sign-up process. Like the user had to know to manually go into the settings and back up the recovery themselves. And this was actually Exodus that I'm talking about. And that's just horrible UX for a new user, somebody not familiar with these concepts. They might never back up their wallet, And then if the Exodus wallet gets deleted, then they're going to have lost their funds. So again, now we're on to tap to reveal your secret phrase. Now we're here actually manually backing up this 12-word recovery phrase here. So now the user is writing this on a piece of paper. And then on the next screen, you verify the order of the words that you wrote down. This is just verifying that you backed it up correctly. Congratulations. Share data with MetaMask. No thanks or I agree. And now you have entered into the actual wallet. And here, this is like a first-time user card right here. Welcome to your new wallet. It's going to give a basic orientation, which I like. Again, for new users. Here your accounts are, account balance. Here's your unique public address. So it's kind of giving them the lay of the land. You can change your account name. So I changed it to TechUXD Test. Here's the main navigation up here. And then they highlight a USP, a unique selling point, which is the Dapp browser. And I'm going to get to all of this later, but suffice it to say that the Dapp browser allows you to search for dApps, like anything that you can search for on the internet. So I can go to Uniswap, and it's going to inject my MetaMask mobile wallet into Uniswap, all within the MetaMask app. So it's a great UX, and it's good for giving users access to the greater Dapp ecosystem. All right, now we're on the front screen here. You can see that here's the account. As you saw before, I can press this and I can change the account name. Here's the account balance, and here's the public address. So just by tapping this once, it automatically copies it to a clipboard. I really like that user interaction. It's not like the user has to press and hold and then go up and press copy in order to do it. It removes one step, and you just press this teal button right here, and it's going to copy it to clipboard. Receive, I'm going to show you again all this later, but receive will pull up a QR code. It will pull up this public address, and it's going to give you all the information that a payer needs to send you crypto. If you want to send crypto out of this wallet, here's this. There are in-app purchase options. You can use like a debit card and some third-party service to purchase ETH. However, the fees are high and the buying limits are low. I think that you can only spend like $1,000 total on Ether within this app. And also, by the way, I couldn't do this just because I live in Texas, and for some reason Texas doesn't have this stuff regulated. If you're in the US and you live in other states, chances are you will have access to this. This is a decentralized exchange right here. Again, we'll get into all of this later on. NFTs, and here are the tokens that I have down here. If I want to add other ERC20 tokens, I can go down to add tokens and search for things like synthetics, sell, whatever I might also hold. It doesn't show up automatically here, so I need to manually go and add those tokens. Going up to the top left hamburger icon up there, this brings us to more into like the settings, and we can see the account here. You can have multiple accounts that are contained within the same private key or recovery phrase that you just saw earlier. So this account has all the balance, but this is a different public address and this is a different public address. So I can actually send ETH into different accounts just for organizational purposes, but all will be recovered just with that one recovery phrase. So that's pretty nice. And last thing I want to show is that there's a log out button down here. If I press log out, and do you really want to log out? Yes. Now I'm prompted with a password. So I don't have, it's not deleting the wallet. I don't have to go through full recovery, but now I just type in that app security password or use my Face ID to get back into the app. But having said all that, let's actually now look at the recovery process for if this app gets deleted, then we're going to see how to recover using that secret phrase. So starting back on the initial screen, again, we have these three options here, but if you look at import using secret recovery phrase, that's what we're going to select because we don't want to create a new wallet. We want to use an existing one. And immediately we get brought to the screen where we input that 12-word recovery phrase, and then we're going to set a new app security password right here. So here I am typing in this free-form field the recovery phrase. I think that there are better UIs here for how to import the recovery phrase. On Exodus, they have a line item, 12 line items, one for each phrase. And then for Coinbase, they have this autocomplete thing where these recovery phrases are taken from a 2048 word list. And so as you start to type on Coinbase, it gives you an autocomplete based on that 2048 word list. So I like that. It's a faster way to input these and just a little more user friendly than this free form paragraph field where I'm having to manually type and then space between each word. Again, there are better user interfaces for this, but this will suffice here. Okay, so I'm going through this, click import. Setting up Face ID again, sharing, and now we're back into the interface. Once you have a wallet, you can immediately start sending and receiving crypto to that MetaMask wallet. So let's look at the receive flow here, or if I click receive on this front screen, it pulls up a QR code which represents my public address, and so I can press this right here, copy this public address, back out, send it in a message to a friend so that they have an address. Essentially, it's like an email address that will send crypto into my account. I like these one-touch copy features that MetaMask has. If I click right here, if I press right here once, it automatically copies the clipboard, or if I press here, it automatically copies the clipboard, and here it automatically copies the clipboard. So I know it's just, I do like that. It feels like they thought that interaction through, and I didn't find that on too many other crypto wallets. Also, you can do something called request payment. I've seen this in other fintech apps like Venmo, where you can select which token you want, in this case ETH, and I'm saying I am requesting about $30 worth of ETH, and I can send this link out to a friend, and if they have a MetaMask wallet, they can click the link, their MetaMask will open, it's gonna automatically input my MetaMask public address and then also the amount that I'm requesting into their transaction fields. So in terms of send, I click send on the home screen here, and the to field, I'm pasting in an address. And I like that I can add this address to your address book. I like that. Many of the other crypto wallets I looked at didn't have address books. The only other one that I saw was Argent. And so here I'm saying this is Travis's Trust Wallet. And that name is now saved in my contact list, similar to a phone book in your iPhone, with the public address attached to that. So it just is better for quick reference later on if I send many crypto payments to that address. And now I'm specifying that I want $50 worth of ETH, which is 0.01649 ETH. And here's the confirmation field, and I'm paying an estimated gas fee here of $2.32, and it's going to be confirmed likely in less than 30 seconds. I like this right here. This is good to show the user. They're not really confusing the user, saying what's happening on the background, that okay, this is going to be sent to an Ethereum node and then it's going to be added to a block. Instead, it's just going to say that to expect this to land within 30 seconds. And I think this is probably a similar UX to what you'd have in something like Venmo or PayPal. And here's an explanation of gas fees. And all of the crypto wallets I look at tell you that MetaMask does not profit from gas fees, or any of the crypto wallets say they don't do that. And I think that's important to tell people who are first coming here. If you see a PayPal fee, PayPal is probably profiting from that, right? But these are being paid to the Ethereum network to pay for security. And then we have submit Ether down here. So this is a transaction log, and it says submitted, and then eventually it will say confirmed once it has been added to a block. So let's look at a slightly more advanced feature called swap. I press this on the home screen, and this is an inbuilt decentralized exchange within the MetaMask app. And it says get the best price from the top liquidity sources, and it lists many different DEX and DEX aggregators on here. So find the best swap across, and it's searching here. So when I press start swapping, this is where I can go from one crypto asset into another. So I want to go from ETH into, I believe I pick sell here. Cool. And I put how much ETH I want to swap, and it says verified on 8. Okay. So then I press get quotes, and I really like this next flow right here, where it's like this loading screen, checking total, checking curve, air swap, pair swap, 1 inch, Uniswap. It's making me understand that in the background, it's searching for the best exchange rate for ETH to sell at this time. And that's really important, like that MetaMask gets credit for that. Some other crypto wallets do use DEX aggregators on the back end, but they're not explicitly showing it in their UI, and I don't think that the user is going to give them credit for getting the best exchange rate. Also, some just say, no, we only use Uniswap, or we only use these like third-party APIs. And so you don't necessarily get the best exchange rate, which is a poor user experience for an inbuilt DEX in an app. So I do like the fact that they went to the trouble of doing that. And here's a confirmation screen here. And finally, just to confirm, the final confirmation is to swipe right here. And I like that it's not a button. You might accidentally press a button and pay this large gas fee, which you didn't want to do, but requiring them to swipe is more of like a labor intensive or time consuming thing. It's something that you wouldn't be able to mistakenly initiate with this UI right here. So I like that UI element. And that is the decentralized exchange on MetaMask. Let's talk about NFTs on MetaMask. And I'm just going to say right up front that this was a horrible experience, but let me just explain what happened. So I went to OpenSea, which is this NFT kind of eBay-like marketplace for NFTs, connected my MetaMask wallet to that, minted an NFT on it on OpenSea, and then transferred that NFT from my OpenSea account to my MetaMask wallet. And so that was like basically $20 worth of gas in order to make that transfer, because you're doing this NFT smart contract call, and it's more it costs more gas than just a simple ETH transfer from one account to another. But anyway, on the front screen here, you can click over to NFTs, and you can see that it says, first of all, it says no NFTs yet. Yeah, no, like it never showed up. And in the other apps that I looked at on Coinbase and Trust, which do support NFTs, my NFT eventually did show up on those automatically, but it never showed up here in MetaMask for some reason. And it said, okay, don't see your NFT, then add NFTs manually. Okay, fine. So I click on that, and then I have to put in the address of the NFT and then the token ID for that specific NFT. And that's fine. These are things that you have to go and do on OpenSea. And so here I pasted the contract address and the token ID into a message to myself, kind of labor intensive because I was using OpenSea on my desktop, and I'm doing this on my phone here. So I'm having to kind of switch between different devices. And once I add this, it says, oops, something happened. You are not the owner of this collectible, so you can't add it. Okay, now let me just be very clear. I am 99% sure that I did this correctly. I got it to work on Trust and Coinbase, but I couldn't get it to work on MetaMask. So it might be my fault. It could be something with OpenSea, or it could be something with MetaMask. I think it's MetaMask, but you can make your decision. By the way, I was never able to get this NFT onto MetaMask. So this is an extremely poor user experience that I had with NFTs on MetaMask. I wouldn't try to send another NFT to MetaMask. That's simply how bad it is, because I paid $20. Now that's down the drain, and I can't even see my NFT within here. I would expect to see a thumbnail, and just more generally, in terms of NFTs and Web3 wallets, it should be a very rich sharing experience. There should be this like robust kind of environment within your wallet where you can share and show your friends. No one cares that an NFT is just some simple transaction on the Ethereum blockchain. What human beings want to do is brag to their friends and enjoy the NFTs with their friends and family. So there needs to be this really cool sharing experience, and I didn't get that on any of the others, and I obviously couldn't even get past step 1 on MetaMask. Another thing that is poor about MetaMask is that there are no inbuilt earn or yield features. In all of the other apps that I looked at, there are inbuilt lending protocols like Compound and Aave. You can directly stake tokens on proof-of-stake networks like Cardano, for instance, and you can also provide liquidity. So there are But there's none of this in MetaMask, which is a problem, I think, for new users, people who don't really understand what's out there in the ecosystem and how to bring their funds to those dApps in order to take advantage of those opportunities. Argent was a really good example. I think there was like this invest tab at the bottom, and there was a list of all of the different yield opportunities that you could have. So they had built-in things or access to Yearn, Compound, liquidity providing on Balancer, ETH2 staking. They had all of this. You press it, you go through an information educational screens explaining what these protocols are, and then you can actually start to use your funds directly with those protocols. So these inbuilt DeFi and DApp features are important for onboarding new users into DeFi, and MetaMask misses out on this opportunity. However, having said that, I want to be fair and point out that you can use your MetaMask funds in the greater DApp and DeFi ecosystem. They do give you that composability, and there are several ways to do it, but I want to start by showing you the DApp browser within MetaMask. See this, let me just back up here. See this browser right here. So we're in the MetaMask app, we go to browser, and they call this a DApp browser. And what this is it's essentially like Safari, like on your iPhone, except you can go to any DApp on the internet and it will inject your MetaMask wallet inside of the DApp so that you can access your funds. Boom. So I just injected my MetaMask into Uniswap, and now I'm able to swap ETH for anything. Even though we already saw that there was an inbuilt exchange feature, so maybe this isn't like the most likely use case. But here I go to Aave, so if we want a lending protocol, then I can go connect wallet, browser wallet, and it asks if I want to connect. Yes, I do. And now I'm connected and can use my funds to lend or borrow within Aave. And again, this is, you can access anything, any DApp you can access on the internet, you can access from this browser. And so you are now able to leverage the greater DApp ecosystem. Another feature I like about this DApp browser, you can favorite the URL. So once you've verified that it's like a legit app and that you've used it, tested a little bit on it, you can add it so you never lose that URL. And now you have these favorited URLs on your home screen, so you can get it for easy access and you'll never get hit by some phishing attack. So speaking of composability and using your MetaMask funds in the greater DApp ecosystem, I now want to show you another feature called Wallet Connect. And this is an open protocol that many crypto wallets use that connects a mobile crypto app with these desktop dApps. So let me just show you how it works here. So I'm on my desktop computer right now in my Chrome browser, and I am on the Uniswap app. So if I go up to the top and I click Connect App, usually people are going to click MetaMask, and that's if you have a browser extension installed, and that's fine. But Wallet Connect is, again, it's this open protocol that many different crypto wallets use. And if I click on it, it's going to pull up a QR code specifically for Wallet Connect. And when I go into the mobile MetaMask app and I pull up that QR code scanner, scan the Wallet Connect QR code, it's going to ask if I want to connect my mobile MetaMask wallet with Uniswap. I click Connect. It says connected to Uniswap interface. So moving back to the desktop browser, once it's confirmed on my phone, this automatically disappears and my wallet gets injected into this session, and now I can use my mobile MetaMask funds in this desktop Uniswap session. So I know that's a mouthful, but this is another great way of, again, leveraging the greater DApp ecosystem, and it sort of brings us to this multi-device experience here where you're on your phone, but you can also use your phone's funds on a computer. Now, speaking of multi-device experience, I want to now show you the really quick and seamless way of connecting your MetaMask browser extension to your mobile app. So let's say that you start using Uniswap like many do by downloading the Chrome browser extension, and but when you go to settings, advanced, and sync with mobile, type in your password, and now you have a QR code. This QR code represents this browser extension wallet's recovery phrase. It's like encodes the private key. And when I'm first setting up MetaMask, if you remember from the very beginning sign up screen, we're going to click this middle one right here, sync with MetaMask extension. So start with browser extension, and now I want to set up that wallet on my mobile device. And so I click scan. It brings up a QR code scanner. I scan that private key QR code on my desktop with my mobile app, and it says, congratulations, wallet imported. And now I have this wallet on my mobile device. So that was my user experience review of MetaMask wallet. Now let me just review the three main things that I see are the problems with MetaMask. The first is that MetaMask does not have inbuilt earn features within the app. Other apps do have that. So you can stake, you can provide liquidity, and you can also have access to lending protocols like Earn and Compound. And they had these really nice UX flows, these other crypto wallets that I looked at, where a new user coming in and they're just now getting crypto funds within that wallet. They can see these inbuilt features, and it gives them direct access to start using those protocols. So somebody who isn't crypto native, who doesn't understand the ecosystem out there and isn't going to do that research to understand it, sees this within one interface. But on MetaMask, they do not have that option, and so I think that new users are going to miss out on earning and yield opportunities. The next major issue is with NFTs. I could not get my NFT that I minted on OpenSea to display in the NFT tab in my MetaMask wallet, which is a huge user experience issue. On the other wallets I looked at, the NFT would automatically appear in the app. But on MetaMask, I had to manually type in the contract address and the token ID, and it still wouldn't come up. It said that I'm not the owner of it. Now again, this could be my mistake, it could be the mistake of OpenSea, but I think most likely there's something wrong with the MetaMask experience there. And just overall, I can tell that the NFT tab isn't really interesting. Like there needs to be more interesting ways to share the NFTs that you own with your friends and family. That's what it's all about. This ownership is about sharing and proving and bragging to others that you own these digital assets. And I didn't see that on MetaMask, and neither Trust or Coinbase Wallet, which are other crypto wallets that support NFTs. The third and final thing that I dislike about MetaMask is that it's only Ethereum-based, and I'm sure this is a criticism that is commonly levied on MetaMask, but it's that you can only hold Ether and ERC tokens within it. It doesn't support things like Bitcoin, Polkadot, Cardano, other up-and-coming networks. It's kind of like this Ethereum maximalist wallet, which I personally just don't agree with. And let's be honest, most people are going to want to hold at least Bitcoin and Ether in one wallet and get it into one single interface. But having said all that, MetaMask does give you access to the greater Dapp ecosystem with something called a Dapp browser. So it's like this Safari browser within the MetaMask app, and I can go to any Dapp that I can access on the web, and it will inject my MetaMask wallet into those sessions, and so that I can utilize the MetaMask funds in those interactions, which is great. You can take advantage of the composability of the greater crypto ecosystem. Also, there's a good multi-device experience going on. MetaMask has a great browser extension on Chrome, and so you can sync those very easily between your mobile device and your desktop extension. And then also MetaMask supports Wallet Connect, which is another way of basically pairing mobile and desktop. So this is really good. Again, it gives users access to the greater Dapp ecosystem, which is so important because that is where all the value comes from, is this interoperability. Thanks.